Keto Genie. So this is my first attempt at a cooking video to show you guys how I do my Fathead bagels. So basically I've already heated up, so all I did was I put in 5 cups of shredded mozzarella and 4 ounces of cream cheese. So it's like half a bar of cream cheese, okay? So I put that in the microwave. My microwave is about 4.5 minutes. So let me take it out. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see that bowl okay. So this is how I mix mine. I use a sharp knife and I just go like this. And I want it to be melted so it's really like smooth and uniform. So this probably needs another 30 seconds. So can you guys see that? Okay, it's pretty melted, but I like it even more malleable than that. So I'm gonna put it in for another 30 seconds to a minute, and then I'm gonna get my other ingredients ready. Okay, so in here I started putting my almond flour. So I'm going to use 3 cups of almond flour. There's already 2 in there now. So I'm going to take my 3rd cup of almond flour. Okay, I'm going to put it in here. I need 4 eggs. I've already taken 4 eggs and I've whisked them. They're in the bowl ready to go. Okay, and then I need 2 tablespoons of baking powder. So this is what I do. Just put this in here. 1, 2, and then I just mix it around like that. Not, you know, not anything fancy. I have learned that Fathead dough is best when you hand knead it. You can't use the mixer, guys. I mean, I know you want to cheat and do that shortcut. They won't rise correctly. You have to knead them by hand, okay? So, yeah, talk about a bummer, because, you know, when I'm a Keto Genie baker and I'm making, you know, 10 dozen of these, 20 dozen of these in a week, they're all made by hand. Made with love, right? So maybe that's why they're so good. Okay, so now we've got this ready to go. Let's check our cheeses. Okay, so this looks good. Okay, can you guys see that? So I've got my sharp knife again, and I'm just, oh yeah, okay. So can you see the difference? Look at that. And it's all pretty uniform. There's not a lot of, like, scrape the outside edges like so. There's not a lot of cheese kind of sticking to the edge. It all looks really smooth. Okay. So that's what your dough, that's what your mozzarella and your cream cheese should look like before you add anything into it. See that pull? Ooh, it doesn't even want to come off the knife. Okay. So I've already washed my hands, but if you have never handled Fathead dough, guys, you need to have a bowl of cold water handy, okay? Otherwise, the Fathead dough is gonna stick to your hands, it's gonna stick to everything, it's gonna be a huge pain in the butt. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is whisk my eggs. Boom, those are going in. 4 eggs. Then I've got my almond flour and my baking powder mixture. And I've just kind of stirred it a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect, okay? It's gonna get all mixed up when you mix it by hand. So then, plop, look it. Make sure none's sticking there, especially your baking powder. That's really going to be important so that they rise nicely and so they look good and, you know, they're all puffy. Okay, when you're making Fathead dough, do not wear any rings. In fact, I'm going to take off my Fitbit. You're kneading it by hand, guys, and it's hard work. So you definitely don't want to have your wedding ring or any kind of ring on. Trust me, I learned the hard way. You don't want to do that. Okay, so you've got fresh hands. I'm going to go ahead and wash my hands again, because I'm sure there'll be somebody that says, you didn't wash your hands, even though I just washed my hands right before I started this video. Okay, but fine. Never hurts to wash them again, right? Okay, so I'm back. I've washed my hands, so this is what I've done. I poured all my stuff in here, right? See, these cooking videos are going to get long. This is already 4 minutes. Okay, so then I just take my sharp knife, and I'm going to just start kind of pushing the dough around. Can you guys see that? So I'm going to try to get all that almond flour incorporated in there. I'm going to start pushing it around, get those eggs mixed up, okay? See that? And then, here, let me put this a little closer. So you'll see that it'll start looking a little bit chunky, guys. See that? So it'll start to kind of mix in, but it's, oh, I want this to be in the front. Let me move this. Because this is what everybody asks about, the dough, right? Okay. So this is what you're going to do. And then what you do, this is what has to be done. So actually I'm going to just wet my hands a little bit for kneading. okay? Little cold water. And so literally I am just going to knead. And of course, be careful. You know, I've been doing this for 5 years, guys. But be careful, because if you've made your cheese really hot, you can burn yourself. So little disclaimer, you know, definitely test it before you just start going to town on the kneading. Okay, so then this is it. I mean, this is what everybody wants to see. Why is my dough so smooth? Why are mine so puffy? Okay, so this is it. And it's, you know, it's a lot of hard work. It's a good, it's a good upper body work. And then if it starts to stick, what I do is I just dip my fingers in the water and I'll go around the bowl. So see what I did? I've got my fingers wet and I'm going around the bowl to get all that sticky bits. And see the dough is starting to form now? Okay. And this is what it is. These cooking videos are gonna be quite long. So if you don't wanna see all this, you can fast forward. But, and then you'll see at the bottom, there's a bunch of stuff stuck there. So once again, I'm gonna dip my hands in there and I'm gonna scrape all that stuff. See what I'm doing, guys? I'm gonna scrape all that stuff and get it into the ball of dough. Okay, and then this is it, guys. And this is real life. This is real time, okay? So you can see how long you have to knead. This is a double batch. Now keep in mind, this is gonna make 12 bagels, okay? And this is it. This is what you gotta do. So see how I picked up the dough, and then I'm gonna go all along the bottom and I'm gonna scrape anything that's sticking. Okay, see what I'm doing, guys? It's kind of like Play-Doh. It's kind of fun, unless you're doing 20 dozen a week like I've done before. It starts to be a little less fun until you see your customers and your clients and they tell you that that's the difference between them falling off the wagon or staying on the wagon, is having a ketogenic bagel that I've made for them that they just pull out of the fridge or freezer. Okay, so this is starting to go. All right. So I'm gonna get my hands wet. All right. Almost ready. So you're just gonna keep kneading until it's all uniform, guys, until you don't see any discoloration, okay? You don't see any spots where there's cheese and almond flour and it's not uniform. And it just depends on how much you squish the dough, how long it's gonna take you, okay? So this is just about done. I don't know why I'm having the sniffles right now. Okay, so we're about ready to roll this out. Now, what I've done behind me is I've gotten ready my cookie sheets with parchment paper. So what I do is, I'm going to show you guys a bowl. So what I do is I just make a line right down the center, okay? So I've split it into 2 pieces of dough. So this is going to make 6 and the other half is going to make 6. And this is my technique. And sorry this is taking so long, guys, but this is what it is. So let me grab this. Okay. So here's my cookie sheet. And this is how I do it. Okay, I've got my cookie sheet ready. I've got my parchment paper. Now, I'm going to take my dough and I'm going to separate it into 6 little blobs. I've got 1, 2, 3, come on, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's what I do, guys. Now, I'm going to eyeball these and see if one looks kind of bigger than the other. So this one looks a bit bigger. And again, if they're not all the same size, not a big deal. Okay. So those all look pretty good. Can you guys see that? Okay, so now here's the magic. Here's where the magic happens. So you're going to get your hands wet. You're going to get them wet. And you're just going to scrape all that dough that's stuck to your hands, okay? And you're going to just roll them out like so. So again, it's kind of like Play-Doh. So this is how I do it. Okay, I get it about there. And then what I do is I just fold it over my hand like this. So I make your little, you know, bagel shape like so, and then I'm gonna just lay it flat. Okay, let me show you one more time. Dip your hands in the cold water, get your little ball of dough a little bit wet, okay? Pull all this dough off your hands, and then you just start rolling, okay? Roll it out. And again, so you've got your little rope, and you're gonna fold it over your hand so that it's nice and smooth when you put it on your cookie sheet. Get it nice and smooth like so, see that? And then you're just gonna put it down, okay? So if you're gonna make bagels with topping, all you're gonna do is dip your hand in the water, you're gonna put a little water over it, and you're gonna shake on, like these are not just bagel seasoning, okay? So that's from, I can't remember if that's from Costco or where that's from. You can shake that on, okay? Or if you're gonna do blueberry bagels. So I'm actually gonna do an order a blueberry today. So with the blueberry bagels, this is how you're gonna do it, okay? It's a little bit tricky, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you. Okay. Also make sure that if you're doing blueberry bagels, they're all gonna be blueberry because your hands are gonna get blue and everything's gonna get blue, okay? So what I like to do is, so I roll out the dough like so, okay? So I roll it out, right? So then what I end up doing is, can you guys see that? So I just take a few blueberries and I kind of just, can you guys see that? I just kind of plop them along the rope, okay? And then I kind of just fold it over so the blueberries are inside, okay? Now, that's how you're gonna make your blueberry bagel. And they're gonna be a little different. Obviously they have blueberries inside, okay? So there's the blueberry one. And I'll probably put a little bit of swerve over the top, a little cinnamon sugar, you know, not real sugar, but okay? So that's how you make any of them that I make with filling. So blueberry, raspberry, any of that. So I'm gonna show you one more time, okay? So you've got your rope, then you just take some blueberries. Okay, so I've kind of laid all the blueberries in a row, and now I'm just gonna sort of pinch it closed, like this. You guys see that? Okay, so now it's closed. Boom. So there is a blueberry bagel. Pretty awesome, okay? So I hope that's helpful. I've had a lot of people say that theirs aren't turning out as fluffy or theirs aren't turning out the same as mine. And of course, I mean, this is my business. Keto Genie is my business, and it's my passion. It's what I love to do. So obviously I want mine to all look nice and be fluffy and be roughly the same size, especially for customers who are buying them. But you know, if they're just for you and your family, I mean, they don't have to be perfect. So just give it a try, see how you go, and you'll love having these around. These are so versatile. These are so amazing. And you know what? That's why I love being Keto Genie. I know that there's people that I have helped succeed with keto because they can have a treat or have a bagel or have a Keto Genie muffin or a donut or a piece of bread. And you know what? That helps them stay on plan. So that is the reason I get up in the morning. That is my passion. That is what fires me up. And I love all of you so much. If you've made it to this video so far, it's 13 minutes. I'm gonna wrap this up with my purple hands, and hopefully now you feel a little more confident. You can make some Fathead bagels, and tag me in the comments and share your pictures with me if you make some of these. So thanks for being here, guys. Love y'all. Keto on. Don't give up. You can do this. I believe in you. Thanks for being here.